On February 28, 2026, a barrage of missiles tore through the night sky, instantly vaporizing the Middle East peace accord signed just 3 years prior. This joint U.S.-Israeli strike achieved its primary operational goal on impact. It killed Ali Khamenei, erasing 37 years of Iranian command architecture in a single explosion. Behind the counterterrorism branding, the strike targeted the specific mechanism of American global power, the petrodollar system, an economic framework that mandates all global oil trades be settled in U.S. currency. The underlying logic driving decades of conflict in this region rarely stems from ancient religious divisions. The violence serves a specific function, enforcing strict compliance with U.S. financial supremacy. To understand why, you have to look at the historical baseline. Regional instability has been carefully managed to ensure that oil-producing nations remain dependent on the United States for their physical security, locking them into using the dollar for their exports. History shows the specific risks of bypassing this system. When Saddam Hussein ordered Iraqi oil to be priced in euros, it triggered a chain of events that ended in the total destruction of his regime. Muammar Gaddafi made a similar calculation. He proposed a pan-African gold dinar to replace the dollar in African oil trades. That specific proposal led directly to a military intervention and his execution. Middle East prosperity remains tied to one non-negotiable condition: complete submission to Washington's financial hegemony. That is why the 2023 reconciliation between Saudi Arabia and Iran caused alarm in Western capitals. This agreement was a calculated rebellion against a decades-old strategy of dividing and conquering the Gulf states. The alliance was brokered by China. By integrating these historic rivals into a new geopolitical sphere, Beijing directly challenged the monopoly of Western influence in the region. Look at this diagram outlining their proposed trade routes. The new alliance prioritized strategic autonomy, actively planning to settle oil trades in non-dollar currencies like the Chinese RMB, the official currency of the People's Republic of China. If the region moves to settle its energy trades in non-dollar currencies, the United States loses its primary lever for global economic coercion. By early 2026, diplomatic pressure and financial sanctions had failed to stop the integration. The February 28th decapitation strike was a literal table flip, a sudden injection of physical violence to forcibly reset the board. Eliminating the Iranian high command was meant to trigger an immediate power vacuum in Tehran. The goal was to physically shatter the unified anti-dollar front built during the 2023 Accords. It also served a secondary objective. It was a brutal warning delivered to Saudi Arabia, demonstrating the exact penalty for abandoning the U.S. financial framework. When the architecture of the petrodollar faces a legitimate threat, the empire's response bypasses negotiation entirely. It relies on absolute, asymmetrical violence. But Washington made a critical miscalculation. They assumed a decapitation strike would break Iran's operational will and force an immediate surrender. Instead, the surviving Iranian command adopted a new doctrine. If their regime was marked for physical erasure, they would respond with mutually assured destruction. Iran bypassed traditional military targets, shifting retaliation to the energy infrastructure of U.S. allies, Saudi Arabia and the UAE. The economic mechanics were devastating. By burning physical choke points of global oil supply, they initiated a chain reaction to crash the industrialized world. Iran's ultimate leverage lay in weaponizing its own destruction. They effectively held the global economy hostage against further Western intervention. In Riyadh and Abu Dhabi, the realization set in immediately. Their high-tech cities were suddenly exposed to a conflict they had no way to contain. The American security umbrella was exposed. State-of-the-art defense systems proved incapable of shielding allied energy grids from Iran's scorched-earth missile barrages. The failure of these defense systems effectively nullified the central promise of the U.S. security umbrella. Washington retained the power to initiate a systemic war, but proved unable to protect its allies from the resulting retaliation. In a region cursed by oil, peace treaties offer little protection. As long as global industry relies on these reserves, the shifting of geopolitical power will always be measured in blood and burned refineries.